Welcome to Jerry's Fishroom.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Thank you so much for coming back to Jerry's Fishroom. Thank you for joining me, man. To shout out to all you subscribers who have just done a tremendous job of supporting this channel, man. I am so appreciative of your subscriptions, of you guys watching my videos, leaving comments, giving me thumbs up. Man, it just means so much that you guys have, just supported my channel. And again, I can't thank you enough. We're up to 310 subscribers. So yes, I think last video we were talking about trying to break that 300 mark. We have done it. And some of you may be wondering why I am dressed a little bit on the edgy side today. Yes, I am wearing, let me present to you, Glass Cages t-shirt. This is their t-shirt. I got this at AquaShella from my buddy Joe. Man, they do some tremendous work with their aquariums. Man, if you want to see some examples of their aquariums, you can go to their website. I'll put a link in the description. Also, go check out Ben Ochart and his aquariums. Those are, he's got a 90 and a 210, and he's got I think a 300 on the way. All of those are glass cages, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, you got to go check them out. It's some of the cleanest, purest looking glass I've seen. And man, I tell you what, Joe was an absolute trip down at AquaShella. Man, just a great guy, just full of energy, full of joy. Pleasure being around, man. Got to meet him through, yes, the man, Ben Ochart. And Ben, man, as always, brother, I appreciate you. It was great hanging out with you this weekend. And I know we got some things that we might be talking about here in the future. But, man, telling you, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for hanging out with me, Ben. Man, shout out to Ben. Get his channel. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't. Man, I had a great time at AquaShella. I got to meet so many new people and different people. And some of the people I've met before, man, it was just such a great time to be able to just chill out and kind of relax. And, we've gone through a couple of years of difficult times. And, man, just to be able to take a weekend and step away and get into this hobby and meet so many people who love this hobby, it was just absolutely amazing. Man, Drew, Fishy Biz, shout you out, brother. Loved the time we spent together. We had a good lunch, both Ben, myself, and Brandon, the Brian Fishkeeper. Brought a good friend with me, the gentleman I got back into the hobby just about 2 years ago now, Mr. Tracy Eldred. Shout out to you, Tracy. Man, just had a great time, man. I was able to chill out all weekend with those guys, and had just a wonderful pleasure of hanging out with Brandon, the blind fish keeper, for the entire weekend, man. We hooked up. We went over to the AquaShella, man. We spent the entire weekend together. Man, some great speakers, great vendors, a lot of great stuff going on. I'm going to drop some videos, just short videos of a little bit of our AquaShella experience. It won't be too long because I know AquaShella videos, for some reason, they don't do so hot. Not a lot of people watch them. But anyway, we're going to drop a couple of them. But I was able to do some interviews down there, and we're going to do a two-part series with those fish tube creators, and what the answer to the questions that I asked them. And we're going to put that together in a two-part series that'll come in a couple weeks as well. Guys, what are we here for? Why are we here? Tell you. It's been a while since I've given you a bit of a fish room update. Now, I'm not going to take you over and show you the South American tank or the discus tank. I've had a few videos of those. They're pretty much standard, staying the same. But we made some adjustments here in the real fish room, not the fish house. But got some stuff rocking in here, and absolutely just want to take a moment. I'm going to show you a few things, talk about a couple of things. The focus tank is going to be the African behind me. We'll talk a bit about this 55 and some of my plans with it. And then right over here to the left, I'll show you some new arrivals from AquaShella that I am totally stoked. Last week, I uploaded the video on my new part of my hobby, the Neocaridina shrimp. Neocaridina shrimp. And I got some yellow Neocaridinas from Rob with Flip Aquatics, man. I'm telling you, I met him while we was at AquaShella. And, dude, that man is so positive and so cool to talk with and so friendly. and so encouraging, man. You just can't be around him without just, man, if you're down, he'll bring you up in just a matter of a couple minutes just hanging with him. He's such a positive guy, and man, just again loves the people. And so, and that was the way it was with all of those people down there, the YouTube creators. And special shout out to my brother Jay Wilson. Hey Jay, thank you for the interview, which we'll put in that in those tips. But man, the man was just awesome. He was just awesome. I mean, he always is encouraging, uplifting. We talked with him. I mean, look what he did for me 2 years ago. It's almost 2 full years, about 1 year and 9 months right now. Yeah, that's right, the intro to that video. How can you change that? That's like the perfect intro. I mean, and he didn't know me from Adam, man. And so it just, man, that's just what this fish hobby is about. That's what these people are all about. And that's what was really cool about AquaShella. But anyways, I've been rambling on here enough. Let's go check out the fish room. All right, guys, here is the 6 foot, 125 gallon African cichlid tank. Right now it's home to, I can't remember, I think it's about 13 or 14 fish. We'll go through each of the species, assuming that they're cooperative in getting their video shot. But I have a Meduca white lips in here. I have an albino compressor. I have an Cygnus. I have a Synodontis catfish. I have a rhino pleco. I have a deep water hap. I have a blue dolphin, a female fusco, a big Malawi hawk, a yellow lab, a starry night, and I have a very, very old and decrepit Lithobates in here as well, along with an albino fire eye. So that's kind of what's in the tank. And we'll go in and try to get little quick footages of each one. Alright guys, so in the picture here you'll see 3 of the fish. That is one with the white spot on his side. That's a little scrape. That's the Synodontis catfish. And I've had him in here for probably, well, I've had that fish for probably going on 4 years now. He's about 7 he's about 7 inches long. And then also he's kind of moved out of the screen now, but the other fish that you see that's kind of centered in the screen I have is the rhino pleco. This rhino pleco, that's one of the things he loves to do. He just kind of goes in, he blocks that entrance to that cave. He really doesn't want anybody else to go in there. And then as you see, he'll nudge his way in a little bit. But anyways, he's about, I'm going to say he's probably close to 8 inches long. Don't know that he's going to get much bigger than that. Again, I put him in there because he's got a little bit tougher skin. Putting him in with the Africans was I was concerned. I wanted a little bit of a cleaner, the Synodontis and the rhino. All right, guys, so in the picture right now, and I don't know how long they'll stay, that is the Meduca white lips. He's about 6 inches long. He's probably about 2 years old. Got him as a little baby, and as you can tell, he's a little nippy. I would say, for the most part, as I've watched this tank, he is pretty much the dominant fish in this tank. He's a beautiful fish. He's a little bit aggressive. Now, they'll get up to, I think, 8 or 9 inches, and he's going over to hide in the corner. But he's sitting at about 6 or 7 inches. I would say he's about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years old. I don't know how much bigger he'll get, but they've been known to get that large. There you see showing himself is my Starry Night, or my Fellini, is I guess the scientific name. They'll get about 10 inches. I've had him for probably about a year, a little over a year. Got him about 2 inches, and he's absolutely just, his colors are popping. He's sitting at about 7 or 8 inches right now. Just a wonderful fish. Absolutely love him. Man, just looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. All right, guys, the guy that's in the center towards the background, who's kind of pointed away, there you go. He's a redfin borlei. I got him. He was probably close to this size when I picked him up because I added him in as an adult. And again, they'll get about 6, 7 inches. Just love that red on him, and they just love to move around. This guy right here is my morai, and got that nice light blue color to him. He's pushing about 7 inches. Now I know these guys can get upwards of 10 inches, and I've had him ever since he was a little itty bitty baby coming out of his mother's mouth. I had a bunch of morai fry. I bought a fish that actually was already holding, and she spit. Unfortunately lost her, but was able to raise probably about 30 of that batch, and got rid of a bunch of them, traded a bunch, give some other people the opportunity, and just absolutely loved it. Down here is my old school yellow lab. I've had him for 4 going on 5 years. Man, he is just, we call him Bumblebee. He's sitting, he's a good sized lab. He's sitting about between 4 and 5 inches. Just absolutely just a really docile fish. Guys, if you're into African cichlids or wanting to get into African cichlids, these guys are just tremendous to start with. They're not super aggressive, but man, they are a beautiful tank. Go check out KG Tropicals. He's got a 300 gallon, I believe it is, just full of these kind of fish. Did a species only yellow lab tank, and that's just absolutely beautiful. This guy on the bottom, who's all white with a little bit of orange on him, that is an albino fryer eye. Basically, it's an albino electric blue. So I don't know how they do all the crossbreeding, but the electric blue is, I believe, it's a fryer eye as well. But anyway, I got him in the trade. He's one of the guys I got from Zach. Guy here local to me who does do some breeding for himself, but also as a strong hobbyist. But William and I hooked up through Craigslist, and we've traded a few fish over the last couple of years. So great way to continue to get into the hobby and to get others into the hobby. All right, well, I can't shake it. This guy, man, he's my favorite. He is the big boy. He's the favorite one in the tank. He's pushing about 9 inches right now. Big Malawi trout. Just absolutely love this fish. I got this fish from Tampa Bay Cichlids. I bought a 4-pack, I guess, for lack of a better way of describing it. 1 male and 3 females. It was what it was supposed to be. And first time I've seen him do that. But anyway, I ended up getting 2 males and 2 females at it. Traded one of them away, but kept him. And man, he's not going to go anywhere. He is absolutely, ever since I had to get rid of my frontosis, he's my favorite fish in the tank. And man, just look at the colors on him. He's just awesome and amazing. The guy that's just right there kind of doing a lot of crazy swimming, that's the Insignis that I got. I got that Insignis from Cichlid Express. Bought him the same time I bought the, keeps diving around. Bought him the same time as I got the Borley eye. Just beautiful. I'll try to see if we can't get pictures of him again later. Alright guys, so right here is the deep water hap that I just got, and unfortunately there's a little bit of that aggression out of the white lips, but if I can get him to settle down, his colors are just absolutely gorgeous. He's got the deep black stripes. Let me see if I can get him to move. He's not, there we go. There you go, good picture of him there. He's got the nice white crest along his dorsal. And again, man, that the white lips is just being a jerk right now. But anyway, cool, love that looking fish. This is the spot sanine. He has a little bit of a light blue sheen, but I think right now I'm not getting a whole lot of his rocking his colors out of him. He's, I think, a little bit in the lower tier of pecking order. And you can see there's that poop scope. But man, just I'm hoping that this guy will kind of crank up a bit. But this is the Autopharynx spot sanine. There's again a picture of the old boy, the babies. You can tell he's pretty ragged. Again, it's just, he don't look like he's suffering or nothing, but because he still eats, he still tries to get in there and get some food. Now the big gray one in there, I'm hoping to find a new home for. That is a female Fusco. And she is pushing every bit of 7 inches. she's usually not too aggressive, but man, I don't know. I'm starting to see a little more activity here. And as soon as I say she's not too aggressive, she goes after my lap. There's that insignis. Try to get him out some more. But basically, I want to get her out of here. I got some people that might be interested. I'm going to try to get her out of here. See if I can't settle this tank down a little bit more with what's going on. Alright guys, and so here is the albino compressor set. I have had a couple of attempts at the regular compressor set with an eye biter, as you know, and didn't have any luck with the two blue ones that I got. They kind of died out on me. But this guy, I got him really small, about 3 inches. He's pushing about 7. And he's probably, I would say, my second favorite fish in this tank. You can have favorites. I just love the shape of the eye biter. I love the crisp orange on his bottom fin. He's got a bit of an orange or red trailer across his dorsal fin. And he's just got a little bit of that menacing look. Let's see if I can zoom in. You might even be able to see his teeth. He opens up his mouth. Man, look at the sheen on it. Alright guys, so here is the new additions to my fish room from AquaShella, courtesy of Consolidated Fish Farm. I got 2 beautiful electric blue Aquarium. They're sitting at about 3 inches. I got them last week. I'm going to quarantine them in here for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then we're going to move them over to this 55-gallon tank. Right now it's a little bit of a grow-out tank. I'm going to take this 29. This is the exciting part for me, is once these guys are done, I'm going to turn this into a bit of a dirted tank with some low-lying plants in it, and set up a piece of slate. And then Consolidated Fish Farms is going to hook me up with a proven breeding pair of angels. I don't know exactly what kind yet. It's probably 4 or 6 weeks out before this happens, but I'm so looking forward to trying to start breeding some fish. I've already contacted my local fish store. He's going to work with me doing some trade and may buy a few. I'm not sure how all that'll work, but he's definitely going to give me the way to get rid of them. Again, because like I said, I just want to try that next step in the hobby, to actually just commit to breeding. I got a lot of work to do for that as well, because I got all those tanks out in the garage that I've shown you guys in the past. I got to get a couple of them resealed and get everything set up, because that's where I'll store the fry. But man, I tell you what, I was actually pretty stoked getting these. My wife has been wanting these again. We had them at the very beginning, and just love the color on them. They've been very healthy. They've been eating really, really well. They're eating the extreme fish food pellets. So again, man, just totally looking forward to seeing how these guys turn out. Alright guys, so this is my 55. It's a bit dirty, got some algae on the front of the glass. I got to do some cleaning. The reason I have this tank right now is it's going to be a bit of a grow out tank, but because it's in my room, I want to turn around and just go ahead and get it set up, cleaned up. So I'm going to take all the substrate. All the substrate I have in here is aragonite. I'm going to take all that substrate out. I'm going to kick it over into the African tank, and then I'm going to go get some, probably just some sand, some black sand, black substrate, just something that is doesn't add a lot of hardness to the water. I mean, not that you need to add any more to my water, because it's already really, really hard. But in here right now, I've got about 1 to 6 mollies. I don't know the names of them very well. I don't know if they're gold dust mollies or whatever, but anyways, wife was not a big fan of the orange and black. She liked all the black, and that's what's over in the 180. So I hustled these guys out of here, put them in the 55. I'm holding them for my buddy Brandon, the blind fish keeper. And then you'll see in here also there's some blue tetra in here as well. Again, those blue tetra, not wife wasn't a real big fan of. They're really cool looking fish, but for just the setup that we have on the 180, she wanted me to get them out of there, so caught those out of there, and those will be going to my good friend Tracy, who I went to AquaShella with as well. He's got a nice little 55 Planet tank with some community fish, and so I'm going to hook him up with those. What you can't see in here, I'm going to try to zoom in, is the whole reason I set this tank up to get it started for a grow out. And if you look just right there, you look just underneath that sponge filter, you'll see a pair of eyes. Those are Brandon's green terrors. He gave me 2 of his green terrors. I'm going to end up with, I think, about 4 more he's got in his big Oscar tank. And so I'm going to grow them out and take a look and pick out 1 or 2 of the ones that I really like. Probably slip them over into my South American tank. And but also I plan on trying to get a couple of Jack Dempsey's and maybe some more Geophagus in here and start growing them out. One of the things I want to try to do with these kind of tanks is I need to dress this one up as far as that goes, because they are in my fish room, but you can have a pretty quote unquote a decent looking grow out tank. So all the weeds in here, you guys know what that is. That's guppy grass. I had initially planned on using a bunch of that for my shrimp tanks, but then decided to go with the moss. And I hate to throw away plants. And yeah, when I got that stuff, it was probably half that much. I got it from Brandon. Just threw it in there. It's exploded. It's going crazy. It's great to help with the nitrates, you know. And there you go. You saw the green terror just kind of scoot away. He poked his head out and took off. But I'll clean this stuff out, and we're gonna put some plants in this. It'll be a bit of a planted tank. I got some Amazon swords I want to start growing out in it, and we're gonna make it look good. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it for now. Just a quick tour, quick rolling through of what we've done here at the fish room. Some of the stuff that's going on. I've got some things working in the background. I got some really cool things going on. As you heard when I was showing you the electric blue Acara in the 29, man, that's going to be my next real big push, is to get that 29 set up, to start breeding some angels from Consolidated Fish Farms. Again, Dan Connor and his wife, man, were just amazing at AquaShella. It was a good connection that we made. So with that being said, here's a couple things that I got working. I'm hoping we can make it all work out. But number one, Dan Connor from Consolidated Fish Rooms, I'm going to try in the next month or 2 to schedule a trip. He's invited me down to his fish farm. So we're going to get some backstage stuff of how a fish farm operates here in Florida. And so we're going to go through. He's going to give me a tour. Check out his website. He does sell retail, so man, go check him out. Again, it's Consolidated Fish Farms. Absolutely, those guys just, I mean, they took me in. They spent some time. They talked with me, and he's hooking me up. We're working out a deal right now to get a breeding pair of angels, and man, that's what I'm looking forward to doing. So that's one thing that's going on. I also met Ryan from Wild Fish Tanks, which was really cool. He actually subscribes to this channel. I didn't realize it. He called me out at AquaShella, which was kind of cool, just out of the blue, just to have someone that I'm not real familiar with just go, hey, Jerry, man, Jerry's Fish Room, man, it's so good to meet you. Man, that was just that was a moment for me at AquaShella. Absolutely love it. Shout out to you, Ryan. But we are going to talk about, yes, there's a reason why he's called Wild Fish Tanks. He goes down here in Florida into lakes, creeks, and rivers and all that places around, and he catches native fish to the Florida. And there's some killifish and jewel cichlids and mollies and guppies and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, he asked me to go out on an excursion with him. He's going to take me out. I'm going to do some catching of some wild fish, which I thought was really cool. So I got some other stuff shaking in the background. As it gets closer, I'll let you know. But man, in the meantime, thank you so much for jumping on. Remember, guys, subscribe if you like the content. Give it a thumbs up. Ring that bell for a reminder. Also, if you need some lights or any other aquarium equipment, go check out JC&P. I have an affiliate link posted in the description. I get a little bit of a kick for that. I don't know if anybody's done it yet, but it's fairly new. Would love for you to go check it out. Use that affiliate link. But man, guys, again, thank you so much. All of y'all that I've met at AquaShella, I greatly appreciate it, man. Jess from Main Tails and Furs, she was tremendous. Man, I can't even begin to go through the whole list. Met Corey, Zenzo, all those guys, man. And to watch them interact with the people at AquaShella was just absolutely amazing. Man, it was like, man, they've known you for years. And so we really appreciate it. From us fish hobbyists to you YouTubers, YouTube creators, we really appreciate you. And till next week, man, keep loving the fish. And let's rock the 70s.